All right. Welcome back, folks, to more Spellcasting 201. That's right. It's only been 5 years approximately. We left off back in March of 2019. And if you haven't watched the Spellcasting series starting with 101, go to the playlist. I'll leave a link in the description. And you can catch up because, yes, it's been a while. These are fantastic text adventure games. So I'm going to try my best to get back in the swing of things. It's been half a decade, so I need to kind of figure out where I left off. So anyways, we are back in the ancient lab here. Walls provide some light. An open wooden door to the west provides some egress. In addition, in a remote and dusty corner of the lab, a metal manhole cover indicates another potential exit. You see the Sorcerer's Appliance and a lab bench here. Let's check out what we're carrying. You're holding today's paper, a mixing bowl, a small key, a pouch of gray flakes, a pouch of brown flakes, a bottle of blue fluid, a bottle of orange fluid, a shaker of green powder, a notebook, an envelope, a frock, what the frock, an ancient key, a larva, a coupon, a pellet, a spellbook, a registration form, pack of lollipops, a motherfucking diamond, and a simple berry bush and some spatula moss. We're wearing some eyeglasses and a cloak. In the mixing bowl, you say lump of copper. Holy shit, what do we do now? Let's go ahead and let's get our picture back here. Ancient lab. All right, so let's head west, and then we can head up. I gotta get my bearings back here. It's 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. Club blowing up on a Tuesday. Right. The Yak Bladder Quad. Melting Wolf Lobby and Moldy Bread Crust Office. Professor Xavier Moldy Bread Crust is the head of the Department of Applied Spellcasting. We thought you'd be interested since you've walked into his office, which has exits to the northeast and northwest. You see Professor Moldy Bread Crust here. Professor Moldy Bread Crust looks up from a weighty tome. Ah, you would be Mr. Eaglebeak. I believe I've heard very good things about you. Young fellow, I'm looking forward to having you in Spellcasting 301 next year. By the way, if you haven't heard, I am on a quest to complete all the games that I have started over the many years and have not finished, which is why you're going to start seeing these ancient relics of LPs popping up. However, with this particular one, I am going to go ahead and finish it. So after Spellcasting 201, we will just dive right into 301. That'll wrap up the trilogy. And then we'll continue to move on to other games. Much the same to as how we finished up Hector episode 2 and 3. I'd like to just go ahead and nip this series in the bud as well while we're at it. All right, so here we are. There's a comfy fucking fire warming my testicles and some old guy looking gaily at me. He's Mr. Moldy Bread Crust. Let's see. Let's look at all. Can I just look? I forgot how this shit works. It's been so damn long. This is the Legend Game Systems. I actually plan on doing all the games here. Let's talk about that for just a little bit. Just to catch everyone up to speed here. Legend Entertainment. Founded in 1989, 35 fucking years ago by Bob Bates and Mike Verdu. Went defunct on January 16th of 2004. Dissolved as a company. Unfortunately, but made some fantastic games. along the way, many of which I've done. If you haven't checked out Companions of Xanth, the Deathgate and Shannara series based off of the novels. What else have I done? They had their hands in Star Control 3, the Wheel of Time book series, Unreal 2. So they got to doing some extra, heavier graphic games, I guess I would say. But Companions of Xanth was based off the Pierce Anthony novels, Demons Don't Dream. And of course, the Deathgate series was the Margaret Wise, Tracy Hickman books. And Shannara's Terry Brooks, I think? I don't know. Don't fucking roast me for that. Yes, Terry Brooks. So those were awesome games. I've already got those. Oh, I also did Eric the Unready, which was also a great text adventure game. The thing I love about Legend Entertainment is they have these just gorgeous VGA windows to kind of give a little bit more life to the game, which you did not get in the early text games like Zork and such. So I want to complete the rest of these Legend games as far as these text adventures. Time Quest, Gateway 2. They also did Superhero League of Hoboken, which is kind of a RPG adventure mixture. They did Mission Critical. I've also done Callahan's Cross Time Saloon. Check that one out. That one's fantastic. That's probably about it. So not a whole lot more to finish, but certainly we want to get done the Spellcasting series. So that's just to give you a little update on that. Spellcasting 1 was released in 1990. Spellcasting 201 was released in 1992, as well as Spellcasting 301. So both those came out that year. This is the Sorcerer's Appliance instead of Apprentice, I guess. And this was designed by Steve Maretsky. Looks like it only came out on DOS. Just to catch everyone else up, well, you guys are probably, I don't know, if you've watched the earlier shit, this is following the events of Spellcasting 101. We find young Ernie, who's our protagonist here, Ernie Eaglebeak, who is the Sorcerer's Apprentice. However, quickly turns out to be a training simulation, which our protagonist was taking part in the first sophomore days at the Sorcerer University. Things have changed at the university since last year. The campus is being extended. Ernie's advisor, Otto Ticking Clock, is now the university's president, and Ernie himself has decided to pledge fraternity. Having settled on Hugh Delpha Fart, he begins participating in hazing rituals that are to prove him worthy of becoming a member, and quickly finds out that Chris Cowpatty, the pledge master, dislikes him a lot, and the tasks he gets assigned are much more difficult than those of the other candidates. Anyways, let's get back to the game. Wanted to give you a brief breakdown on where we're at with this series. So it looks like there is a desk. Let's examine the desk. Your Uncle Mo was once found talking to a desk. He's now living in the loony bin. Okay. This desk is well maintained, antique, handcrafted from mahogany. Its single drawer is closed. Let's open the desk. We discover the Shrinko spell. Okay. Can I get it? Get Shrinko. Please don't. I need that for a simulation I'm designing. Okay. Look in desk. You see a Shrinko spell box. Open box. A finger of energy leaps from the spell box to your spell book, dazzling your eyes. When your vision returns to normal, you see that the spell box has vanished. Oh no, moans the professor. I needed that for a simulation I'm working on. Now I'll have to order a new one. The mail from Port Curdle is so slow, with all the Gecko Road Bridge washed out and all. Fuck me running. Your score has just gone up by 9. All right, that's all we need here in Professor Moldy Dick's office for now. Let's save my game because I haven't saved in 7 million years. When I pulled up these saved games, which I had on an external drive. I'm on a completely different computer from 5 years ago now. I'm actually running these off my laptops, my i5 laptop. And 5 years ago, we were running this game off my i5 desktop, which is, I gave that shit away for a boat anchor. So anyways, let's save. We could save here as latest now. My dog is outside barking his dick off at nothing. He's one of those dogs. He likes to bark at the air, and that's how he keeps the enemy away. All right, we're gonna stick to the normal 30 or so minute vids on this, so I do apologize. But welcome back, everyone, to Sorcery Spellcasting 201, whatever the fuck. I know a lot of people were excited about this series and probably upset that I didn't finish. But if you go back to episode 5, which was the last one, a lot of people were like, when are you going to start this back up? Well, little did they know it was going to be 5 years later. But here we are. All right. So anyways, from here, we're going to go northwest to Melting Wolf Lobby. We're going to go west to Bat Guano Court, which is Batshit Court for... those that didn't know. We'll head into the cafeteria. And then Donkey Dung Hall. Ooh, we got some music. Ethics 201 is in session. You see Gary Dirty Junk Pile and Sid dances with sheeps here. See that class is in session. You start taking notes. Correct! And of course, the sorcerer would want to attach a lien to the farm in order to collect his fee from the profits on the harvest he had helped to create. Sid takes a deep breath and blows into the bagpipes. The bag inflates, but as Sid squeezes it, no sound issues forth. However, one of the pipes does swerve around and smacks Sid in the dick. I mean in the eye. I'm going to, of course, attach my own music onto this, my copyright infringement-free music that I always attach to these games because they're extremely quiet, besides the once-in-a-while sound effect and little bit of music that you just heard. But you might not have even heard it because my music is going to get pasted along with my beautiful fucking voice. All right. So I'm going to save again in case I fuck this up. I can just start typing it in, I guess. We're on Tuesday, by the way. 10:35 a.m. Tuesday. I guess that's a good way to save. No? Let's check that out. Yeah. I actually like that convention. It gives us a lot better idea of when the latest save slot is, because I named a save slot latest, and then when I loaded it, it wasn't the latest at all. So I completely fucked that up. So anyways, let's examine, let's look around. What do we got in here anyways? You can always see the different things on the right-hand side, including your own inventory. You can see things around you, like this larva here. Look at the larva, look under the larva, look through, inside. Butcher knife summarize case number 3. A beefy lad frantically flips through his notes. Oh, that's the bankrupt Barftonian, a real-life case based on the great mage Bilingerius of Barfton. He contracted for a job with a fishing company that wanted to increase the luck of every ship in its fleet. In order to perform this job, he placed a special order for spell boxes with Company X. A week later, he placed a standard monthly order for spells from Company Y. Every move you take obviously eats up 5 minutes. Look at larva. Look at larva. The identification of insect pupa has never been one of your strong suits. To you, it looks like a typically yucky insect larva, all wriggly and legless and translucent and slimy. Butcher Knife takes a deep breath. Before he could perform the work, the fleet was destroyed by a hurricane, and the company was unable to even reimburse Bilingerius for his expenses. Thus, he didn't have enough cash to cover the monies he owed to Company X and Y. He has the funds to pay one or the other, but not both. So, of course, since we're in class, the teacher is lecturing in the background, and we're supposed to be doing our own thing. Pysex. We have our Pysex spell. A finger of magical energy zips and circles around you, finally striking the professor. For a moment, the professor looks older and wiser. An excellent summary of Mr. Dog-eared book. What is billing errors. I'm saying Bilingeris. What is billing errors' proper course of action? A quiet voice classmate stammers.
Yeah, he should pay Company Y since he received remuneration for those spells, but not for the ones received from Company X.
Dances with sheep again, inflates the bagpipes. Keeping a wary watch on the pipes, he squeezes the bag in his nutsack, which proceeds to pop down the seam, making a noise like a firecracker. The professor looks angrily in Sid's direction. All right, let's try to Pysex the larva. Through a process too dry and technical to describe in a frolicking, freewheeling adventure game like this, the larva transforms into a very large and docile firefly. The firefly immediately begins glowing with a strong and steady light. Your score has gone up by fucking 20 points. Bzzz, wrongo, let Mr. Bracet the Moon have a stab at it. A newly arrived transfer student from St. Wienersburg Academy of Magic clears his throat, like most SWAM transferees. He seems arrogantly assured of his superiority.
The order from Company X was contracted first, so billing errors is obligated to satisfy them before Company Y.
Okay, we also have some blue fluid that we need to check out here. Okay, the blue fluid is already open. Bzzz, totally off base. Rays at the Moon slumps back into his seat, his ego ruptured. One more chance, Mr. Wild Shrub that blooms once the... Wild shrub that blooms once the Indies? Once the end dies? I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to say. Blooms once, then dies. Jesus Christ. Mr. Wild Shrub that blooms once, then dies. Can you clear this up? A short fellow with a nose as long as his name says, since billing errors is now in a technical state of bankruptcy, all creditors are treated equally. He must pay each company an equal share of the money owed. Or just kind of fucking around just to get some dialogue going. You take notes as time passes. Oh, fuck. How do I scroll up on the text? I know there's a way, or at least I thought there was a way. Alright, I just went ahead and reloaded. I'm not sure if you can scroll back up. Anyways, you take notes as time passes. Yes, excellent. Bankruptcy laws can be convoluted, but this principle of equal treatment of creditors is basic and simple. Next, let's jump to case number 8. The clandestine counterfeiter. Purple Dragon Egg summarize. Sid, carrying the broken bagpipes, slips out of the hall. Wait for class 2. This might be a bit much. You take notes as time passes. Let's see. A member of Sorcery Division of a large bank learns that a fellow member of his division is using duplication spells to counterfeit gold pieces for personal profit. Sid returns. His bagpipes have a long patch along the seam of the bag. More time passes. Fine, now, Mr. Purple Dragon Egg, how should our honest sorcerer proceed?
He should inform the bank's internal security division.
The professor shakes his head.
He should file a report with the Sorcerer's Guild Board of Ethics.
Dog whistle shakes his head harder, and purple dragon egg begins to flounder.
Ugh, he should use magic to destroy the counterfeiter's duplication spells.
Dog whistle laughs. It better stop you now before you start suggesting that our honest sorcerer challenge our dishonest sorcerer to a duel. Titters. Since counterfeiting is an imperial crime, imperial law supersedes all other governing bodies. The proper step is to notify the Imperial Bureau of Investigation. Employee and guild notification will automatically follow. How long's this fucking class? Oh, thank God. As the bell approaches, the shuffling of books and rustling of restless rumps begins to swell. The professor calls out, "For next time, we'll be talking about cases 9 through 15. Dances with sheep shit." His fingers crossed, his eyes closed, his face screwed up with anxiety, inflates the bag and squeezes. All heads turn as incredibly a passable rendition of the lovely hymn "Amaze is Great" flows from the bagpipes. Now it's Tuesday, 11:25 a.m. I guess I could just do A and P. No, I like AM. It looks sexier. All right, well, I think we're done here in class. That's why we're making all these fucking saves, because I honestly don't know. All right, after that, we're going to go ahead and head east into the Yak Bladder Quad. A bell rings, signifying the finish of morning class. And we're heading into the music room. This is, of course, one of the reasons why I love using Bandicam, because I can show you different things like the map that was included with the game. Not sure I did yet. I didn't go back and watch all the videos, but here is a map of the university. We have manhole locations that are known to us. Google activation codes. Locator Google. Oh, goggle. Locator. I was like, Google didn't even exist, motherfucker. Locator goggle activations codes. We got our legend. Warning, do not enter active nodes while system is in operation. And then we have like a nice little picture, which also is replicated within the game map. And what else I wanted to show you is this awesome fucking PDF that we have of beginning moodhorn, elementary moodhorn compositions for the novice moodhornist. And you need this. At least you needed it back in the day. This is a beginning systematic approach to the correct concepts of music reading and moodhorn playing, and offers a refreshing repertoire of new song material that would delight both the student and the teacher. The fundamentals of tone production, technique, rhythmic understanding, and tonal consciousness have been equally emphasized, but it is advised that the student attend music classes to receive special instructions. Miles Cat who sings like a dog or some shit, I don't know. It's terrible cursive. Preliminary lesson. Your teacher will show you how to hold your instrument and produce correct tones. Use the chart below as a handy reference for basic music nomenclature. So we got normal time, double time, highs and lows, oscillops, frombulates, centrowigs, extra wigs, and woozles. Then we have our happiness interlude, our sea of sadness. These are our different music ensembles. Lust and Putzberg. It's a lovely tone. The Harmony of Hate. Summer Heat, and I'm assuming we're going to be playing these throughout. So anyways, yes. You can grab this game on... I don't know if this one's available on GOG or Steam, but you can get a lot of this stuff on myabandonware.com or abandonia.com if that still exists. I don't know. I have all these images on my hard drive from over a decade ago, so... But you can easily find all this literature or the manuals and maps on myabandonware.com. All right, so back to the game. I believe class is supposed to start here. A bell rings signifying the start of the early afternoon class. The music instructor, Miles Cat, who sings, sat down. Dawn? Cat? Who sings at dawn. Jesus Christ. These names, man, they take me a second. I don't know. It's my tiny man brain. All right. Cat who sings at dawn skirts into the room, humming an obscure piece of Dandervillian folk music. You start taking notes. Okay, take notes. You're already taking notes. This is your moodhorn, Ernie. Every moodhorn is unique and has its own eccentric personality. Get to know your moodhorn well, and like a good neighbor, moodhorn is there. The relationship will be a rewarding one. So go ahead, get to know it, begin to be one with it. Feel it, touch it, rub it. Rub moodhorn. It feels just like a moodhorn. Let's start learning the parts of your moodhorn. The first thing is a beginning moodhornist must master is the Spratz plunger. You plunge it with a sudden heaving compression with the slightest counterclockwise torque, a movement known as vamping. The plunger, which is sometimes referred to as the ambient mood neutralizer, clears away any existing emotions in the listener, preparing the way for the moodhorn's music. All moodhorn compositions without exception begin with a vamp of the Spratz plunger. Okay, Ernie, at this point I'd like you to try and vamp the plunger. Okay, I'm just following directions here. Whoa! A soothing choir of voices rises majestically from the mouth of the moodhorn, calming your ballsack and spirits and leaving you devoid of all emotions. Nicely done. Next, let's move on to the glup keys. This one here is the high glup key, and this one here is the low glup key. Glup key. These keys are known as the emotional guard releases and are critical to successful mood horning. Okay, what do you want me to do again? Glup keys. This one here's the high and the low. These keys, okay. And are critical to successful mood horning. Okay. Use glup key. Glup key? I don't know. We have most of our actions on the left. Push glup key. Jesus Christ. Push upper glup key. Push lower key. I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to be doing. What are my options here? Oh, high. Okay, I thought there's a low. Oh, low. It's got to be low. Push low glup key. The mood horn sputters once or twice. Merely pushing the glup key has no useful effect. There are two proper ways to manipulate the glup keys. You can trib them, which means give them a soft twisting push. Ernie, try and trib the high glup key. Trib high glup key. The mood horn emits a cheerful burst of short, high-pitched chirps, like a tree full of happy birds on a warm spring day. Nicely done! The other way is to use a glup key is to thrub it, which involves giving it a much harder twisting push. Use your wrist and forearm strength and thrub. Either glupkey. Thrub. I'm good at thrubbing. Very strong forearms. Very strong. Ridiculously strong. Lots of working out and thrubbing. I keep putting lower and it doesn't understand lower. It just wants low. The moodhorn emits an inspiring series of long, low-pitched squawks, like a flock of 1,000 peacocks announcing their mating with 1,000 eager peahens. Nicely done. Next we come to the half-burm lever, which is this lever over here behind the glupkeys. The half-burm lever is the metaphorical mood fuser, which you can see would be key to most mood-altering pieces. Half-burm lever, which is this lever over here. Push lever. The moodhorn coughs like a choking cat. The half-burm lever is manipulated with a repetitive oscillating motion like this. He demonstrates the technique. Moodhornists know that this is oscilloping. Oscilloping. I don't know. Man, these fucking words. At this juncture, Ernie, I'd like you to try and oscilloop. I know oscillate, but I guess we're oscillooping. The half-burm lever. I could probably just do lever, but... A melodious wave of sound, like the sad wail of a distant siren, billows forth from the moodhorn. Nicely done! Shiny piece over here next to half-burm lever is the schnoodle valve. It is the basic component of the moodhorn's dual emotive rectification system. All but the most basic moodhorn works make extensive use of the schnoodle valve. Push valve. Nothing happens. The schnoodle valve is clearly no pushover. Let me show you how to frambulate the schnoodle valve. Notice how I keep the valve in a half-open, half-closed position while I quiver it at almost an imperceptibly high speed. This is like fingering a fucking the click in the mouse. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. This looks tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's easy as breathing. Okay, try to frambulate the schnoodle valve. All right, I'm going to tickle the taco, a.k.a. the schnoodle valve. You got to say it like that. A flood of delicate little chirps and twitters cascades from the horn. It tickles your ballsack and your eardrum the same, and fades slowly into the air. Nicely done! Down here below the moodhorn are the two galumph pedals, simply referred to as the left galumph pedal and the right galumph pedal. These pedals act as the sub-ego modifier and trans-ego modifier. Although some experts feel the importance of the galumph pedals has been exaggerated, and many modern composers shun using them. The galumph pedals appear in many classic works, including almost all beginning moodhorn pieces. Press right galumph pedal. This guy that wrote this, man, what kind of mushrooms, weed, and coke was this motherfucker on? The moodhorn coughs like a choking pussy. As you may have anticipated, merely stepping on the galumph pedal is wholly inadequate. Instead, use several long, slow up and down strokes. This motion... All right. I'm starting to notice a parallel here. We're basically masturbating man and woman private parts with our moodhorn. This motion's called a woozle. It's similar to pumping the fire bellows for an industrial forced air-bred oven, if you're familiar with them. Anyways, try and woozle one of the galumph pedals, Ernie. This is a complicated instrument. We'll do the left pedal this time. We don't want to make the right one jealous. I mean the left one jealous. We've been giving the right one love. A glorious EFL of harmonic power explodes from the horn. Nicely done. The last major component of your moodhorn is the double bubberbum slide, which is the curved piece over here toward the front, sometimes referred to as the elation deflation adjuster. The slide is an imperative part of all subtle mood manipulation. All right, the double bubberbum slide. Push slide. It sputters once or twice. There are two ways to operate a double bumberbum slide. Firstly, you can intro wig it, which involves giving it a series of short, jerky pulls. You don't want to yank it off, though. Be careful. In a generally inward direction. Ooh, that sounds painful. Ending with the slide in a completely contracted position. Let's see how good you are at intro wigging the slide. Are they adding all these fucking moves to my repertoire of moves? Did I spell it wrong? Intro wig. Nicely done. The moodhorn produces a long, sucking sigh like the whisper of a gentle spring wind through the lush young leaves of a newly bloomed trees while you're getting a blowjob with the girl down on her knees. Secondly, you can give the slide a series of short, jerky outward pulls, leaving the slide in a fully extended position, kind of like a fully erect penis. This technique is called extra wigging. Try that shit out. It sends forth a long blasting honk, multifaceted and reverberating like a flock of frightened geese soaring through a mighty canyon. Nicely fucking done. You now have all the tools you need to begin practicing the most basic moodhorn pieces. You'll need my new manual, Beginning Moodhorn. There's a copy for you around here somewhere. By the end of the term, you will have mastered every composition in here. All right, and we also want to get our moodhorn. You are holding too much to take the moodhorn. The first piece we'll be studying is the moodhorn standard, Happiness Interlude by Johann Sebastian Rattenfestation. Rattenfestation is the king of moodhorn composition until about 10 years ago. Fully a third of all existing moodhorn music had been penned by him. Well, fuck, folks. We're going to have to drop some shit before we can take our moodhorn. I'm going to figure out what we can leave here and mark it down somewhere because, of course, your inventory items stay in the rooms where you leave them, and you might need to drop things, remember where they're at, and then pick them up again. I think I was leaving a bunch of shit in my bedroom. Fuck, I can't remember, and I don't know where that document is at. Well, that might be a problem. Anyways, thanks for watching. Welcome back to Spellcasting 201, and stay tuned because we are going to rip through this shit.